It's Thursday, August 5th. I'm Adam Walsh, and you are listening to Crosstalk. Today, we are going to speak with a group of friends. They call themselves, well, fittingly, Travel with Friends. It's a group of 5 people who are friends who do vlogs about their travel experiences across the province. We'll speak with the group members and then ask you about places in this province you like visiting, and maybe you can give them a tip or two for some of their future plans. And we're going to listen to a vlog, so a video blog from the group Travel with Friends. And the voice you're going to hear here is Praharshi J. She's one of the main people who does the on-camera presenting. And this is from their trip to Happy Adventure. So take a listen.
Hey guys, so we're here in Happy Adventure. We're going to start from the adventures today. So right after we got here, we just checked in, and then we're going to go on this boat tour. And I have Chuck with me here, and he is going to say much more about this trip. You're so excited. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, this is Happy Adventure. And Happy Adventure, this is the lower cove. Upper cove is the cove up there. And this is how we got our name there, that Peter Easton, back in the day, he was in the British Navy there, but when the war ended with France, he became a privateer. And he was being chased up this bay on a foggy day, and Upper Cove is completely hidden when you go up there. And that's where he hid to, and he escaped. And so after he escaped, we believe there that his boat ended up being called Happy Adventure. We believe that he made a notation on his chart, Happy Adventure. So,
So this place has a lot of history.
A lot of pirate history in Newfoundland. And, back in the day with him, he pretty well ran Newfoundland. And he had a fleet of about 40 ships. Mm-hmm. He was sent here by the British government to protect Guy's Colony. That was in 1710, first colony in Newfoundland. Okay. But he continued. He sort of protected the whole island. He sort of took control of the island.
Nice.
Pretty interesting history.
Yeah. So you guys heard how the name came up, and then a little bit of the history. We got a lot more to explore. So why don't we all hop into the boat and start, Chuck?
Yep.
All right,
okay.
Let's go. So we are in the middle of sea. I don't know much to explain about this. I have Chuck to explain that. So this is Happy Adventure Tours. Am I correct?
Yeah, Happy Adventure Tours.
So we took a boat ride. We were expecting to see whales, but they're absent today. So today it's a beautiful day, and we had a very, very nice boat ride. And there's some more information to it. So Chuck is going to tell us a little bit about what they usually do in a boat tour, what they show the people who come around and all that, right?
Yeah, well, we usually start our tours off with icebergs, but this year there hasn't been any icebergs at all, which is very unusual.
Yeah.
But one of the stops we do when you do a tour, and I like the history of the area there. This is a place called Barrow Harbor, and this place we're to is called Smoky Hole. Now, back in the day, there was a lot of people living up here. They used to salt all the fish to go back to England. And Smoky Hole became a value because they could hide here, because everybody was at war with each other, France and England and whatever. And here, you're sort of hidden, and you can also escape through Scott's Tickle with a smaller boat, where a big schooner came in after you. They couldn't go out that way. But my ancestors lived here, and my uncle and them lived on that land over there. I always find like Smoky Hole, it's usually warmer here. There's no wind, it's quite the spot. And it's strange, like the name of Smoky Hole. I always thought it came from smoke in the distance or whatever there, but I was told by one of my relatives there, when we go back out, you're going to see Arch Tickle.
Yeah.
And when you get off Arch Tickle, you see, if you look at it, the old doors back in the day, it looks like a lock on a door, right? And so they had a code word when they were going to come up here and hide, is that we're going to meet you beyond the small keyhole. And the small keyhole became Smoky Hole.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes some sense now. Yeah. So we are going to stop at the...
On the way back out. With this boat there, we can't go through Scott's Tickle because it's new, number one, and you got to be very careful of hitting props. Even in my rib boats, we hit a prop or so once a season. But we're going to go back out through Arch Tickle, which is a wider tickle.
Okay,
and,
you heard him.
You'll see the arches.
Yeah, next stop is...
Arch Tickle.
Arch Tickle.
The small keyhole.
Arch Tickle and the small keyhole there. So that's Travel with Friends, and I'm going to introduce two. We're going to cycle through everyone in the group of five today on Crosstalk. So let's start with Praharshi J. How's it going?
Good, Adam. How are you?
Good, good. And Manoj, your husband's there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining me on the show. So, first of all, it looked like Happy Adventure was a pretty good Happy Adventure for you guys. How was it?
It totally was a happy adventure, I would say.
Yeah, we enjoyed a lot over there.
Yeah, go ahead, Praharshi.
So sorry, I wasn't hearing him well. So, in Happy Adventure, I would say, like, I think we could have stayed more days than what we stayed because there were so many things to do. So to everyone that's hearing this, I just want to tell, like, if you're planning to go, like, you at least need 2-3 days because there's so much to do.
Yeah, because you met, you're right, you met, that was Chuck there, Chuck Matcham, and you met his wife and artist Brenda Matcham as well on the trip, right?
Correct, yes.
So I want to ask, and Praharshi, we'll start with you, it's a group of 5 friends that you do these vlogs from when you travel to different parts of the island so far, different parts of the province. How did you all meet?
So we didn't know each other when we first came here. So there were certain events, there were some get-togethers, like for the community. Like we are originally from Sri Lanka, so when there was get-togethers and stuff, like that's how we met Nushen and Sajitra, because they are the first one to bump into us. So that's how we met them. And then Vidula came later on, I think year and a half ago. So he was initially a friend of Nushen. So that's how we got to know him. So we all took a trip, and then that's how all our bonds got like more stronger, I would say. And then we were going on so many other trips, and we figured, okay, we all have the same interest and we all like the same stuff to do. So that's how this all started.
And what was that original trip? That kind of the catalyst for all of this?
Yes. So that was last August. That was the trip that we took to Prince Edward Island. So it basically changed our lives, and we figured, okay, if we can stay 5 days together, I think we are good for lifetime. So here we are.
And so, Manoj, what do you think of all this, in terms of just vlogging and everything that you're engaged in with the group?
Yeah, we all like the same stuff, and we really bonded together. So, and we all love to travel and love to eat, and we love to hang out. So it was perfect for us.
And why vlogging? Like, I know it's the thing that people do nowadays. Like, everything is online, whether you're doing something through TikTok or whatever else. But what, like, for you, what was the thought that, like, this is the thing to do? We're going to go to a place like Happy Adventure, and we'll just do some videoed interviews, go on boat tours, check out art places, and kind of package it to put out to the world.
So initially we thought that if we make some videos so we can watch it after for ourselves, and after going a couple of trips, we thought with the COVID, we got the idea to support local stuff. So, and then we started to promote local inns, local restaurants, and those kind of stuff. So it went perfect, and the responses were really good. And yeah, it was really successful for both of us and for them as well.
Nice. And Praharshi, so where have you visited so far?
I have a huge list. You want me to go over all that?
Name a couple. Maybe not an exhaustive list, but go through a few. Sure.
Okay. Just because I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the very first hosts of ours, because without them we are not here. And when we first started doing this, we didn't even had a portfolio to show them what we do. So I just want to remind the owner of Edge of the Avalon, that is Caroline. I just want to give her a big shout because she has not seen any of our work by that time, but she trusted us and she asked us to come do a vlog there. So that was our first staycation video. And also to the well-known entrepreneur here in St. John's, Kelly Mansell, the owner of Rocket Bakery. So I just want to thank her as well. She didn't see any of our work either, but she trusted us and asked us to come do a vlog. And we were treated very nicely, and like it all was a success. And if we take the staycations that we have done, riverfront chalets and Middle Hill Cottage, Happy Adventure, obviously these days it's a trending video, so everyone pretty much know about that. And our most recent one was to Island Villa Lewisport. And also we did a fun session with Diana Barry with a line dancing session.
Nice.
It was fun. I'm telling you, you got to try some of this stuff sometime. Also, if we do the food stuff, if I talk about that, we did cover the Water West Kitchen and as well as Aunt Sarah's Chocolate Company. That's pretty much it for the food stuff. But also this summer, if anyone is trying to do something different, we do have a suggestion. Try glamping instead of camping, because we did glamping at Salmonia River Company, and it was a great experience as well.
You were not joking when you said you're focusing on keep it local. Goodness, like that's a lot of great keep it local stuff. And it's so nice that kind of, when you, like you said, you didn't have a portfolio, and it's kind of, you go down to Kelly at Rocket Bakery and she's like, yeah, sure, come on in. I mean, it's a great thing that, people would just kind of open up and let you start like that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that is the main thing that I want to highlight too. Like, people here in Newfoundland, they're very, very supportive. They don't even know us. They don't know where we came from. Didn't even see what we are doing. But they came forward to support us. So we had to pay gratitude by supporting local, and that is the main goal of this project. So we're going to do it.
Great. In the beginning, we did, we played that tape of your boat tour at Happy Adventure and with Chuck. And then you also had a tour of the art gallery, which is Brenda's art gallery. And, I looked up a little bit on Brenda, and classical style portrait artist, originally from Southern China, grew up in Hong Kong, fell in love with a Newfoundlander, retired here. And boy, I mean, her art was just, in the video, it was really something. So I want to play your conversation with Brenda, and then we can just have a little chat about it. But have a listen to this, folks.
Sure. Okay, so we have Brenda here. She is the owner of these beautiful, beautiful masterpieces. We were amazed of how realistic they are. So we really wanted to meet her and just talk to her about this. We wanted to know more about it, how she does this kind of thing. So Brenda, glad to meet you.
Hi.
So can you tell us a little bit about how this interest for art began?
Okay. Me and my husband work at restaurant, and we retire after 20-odd years. Downtown St. John's, we had Chockies. And then we were just like taking our time off. But after a while, I get really bored.
Of course.
Yeah, so one day I told my husband, I said, I'm going to paint.
And that's how it started.
Yeah, because my daughter, Charlotte, she bought me a set of easel for one of the Christmas, and just sitting at the corner collecting dust and never had time to do anything.
Yeah.
So I saw the easel. I told my husband that I'm going to paint.
Yeah.
He said, okay, go on. Just get out his way. So I started sitting down and start painting. And from there,
That was the beginning.
Yeah,
of
that's
all
the
this.
beginning.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you use any specific type of paint or anything just to make this like these are really live pictures? Like anything special that you need, like that you use?
Yeah. Well, I started with oil paint, and I love it, and I stick with it ever since.
Okay.
And my husband said, if I know you can paint, we don't have to work.
Yeah, right?
I'll just be your manager.
You can sell these for like a lot of money because they're really nice.
Yeah, we work so hard.
Yeah. So why don't we take a walk and probably maybe show around? You can explain a little bit about few pictures. Any favorite pictures of yours here?
I start with landscape and seascape, like every other Newfoundland retirees. But I found it really boring. Like everybody doing the same thing: the rocks, the trees, and then I found out that I'm good at faces. So I stirred myself to portrait.
Yeah.
And enjoy doing it.
Yeah, we saw a lot of nice portraits up here. And are these people that you know?
Some are, some are not.
Okay.
And when I see an image, and I just like stunned, I said to myself, I had to paint it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
I saw her photo, and I just like.
It is. Yeah, I know. Well, thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much for joining us, thank you for giving this opportunity for.
From the vlog Travel with Friends, that was Praharshi J, speaking with artist Brenda Matcham in Happy Adventure. So Brenda was talking about her portraits that she's doing, Praharshi, and I noticed in the video there was a portrait of Anthony Bourdain and also one of Chadwick Boseman, and they were amazing.
You should have actually gone to the gallery and see, like, we were like, what is this? Like, how do you do this? Where have you been? Like, those are the questions that came to my mind. And I was like, oh my God, you need to tell us more about this stuff. So she was very, very talented. Like, they are amazing masterpieces if you go see them.
So good. And for anyone listening, in 2009, the Provincial Art Bank purchased one of Brenda Matcham's portraits called Uncle George, and it became part of the permanent collection at the Rooms Art Gallery here in St.John. So if you want to go to the Rooms, you can check out something there, or you can go out to Happy Adventure and check out the art gallery yourselves, because boy, oh boy, the number of paintings that she's done that I saw in your video, it was really, really something.
Yeah.
I want to bring in, we got a couple of your other team members that we've got on the line here. So we've got Nushin and his wife, Sashithra. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Adam.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great.
All right, so you're married. So there's two married couples, and then there's a fifth person we're going to get to in a little bit. In terms of the married couple number two, how did you both meet?
So that was around 10 years ago. So when we were doing the undergraduate studies back in Sri Lanka. So before going to the university, there were some pre-academic courses. So at that time, we saw and met each other, and we became friends, and it came from there.
So you met in your undergrads in Sri Lanka. You ended up, you're both doing your PhDs in mechanical engineering. Is that correct?
Yeah. So just after we married, we came here for our masters, and we just completed our masters like last year, and now we're continuing into our PhD.
So, I'm not an engineer, but I have friends who've studied to be engineers, and it took a lot of time and work. How do you make time between doing your PhDs in mechanical engineering and going around and vlogging with your group of friends?
Yeah, of course. There's a little bit of challenge balancing out the time. So most of the time, when we schedule our visits, we tend to have them scheduled on weekends. So during weekdays, most of our group members are busy, so we try to compensate by working, engaging in research activities during the weekend at full time and take off the weekend for the traveling and other fun stuff.
Right. And sorry, go ahead.
And it's also a good thing to be relaxed. Sometimes these studies can be really stressful, so having day out in every sort of weekend is a really relieving thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it must be everyone looks forward to their weekends, but then when you're traveling, you're doing this type of thing, that must be quite something. And so, Shithra, so what's your role with the team?
Actually, I'm doing the photography and post-processing them. And when we go to the places, I photograph the unique features of the place and also the adventures we take together. So that's what basically I'm doing. Great.
And so in terms of taking pictures and stuff, what you're taking pictures of the places, you're taking pictures of the team there, and what for the scenery that you're seeing, what kind of stands out to you for photography?
Actually, I was doing photography before as well. So when we see the beautiful places and the scenery and then all of that, so all came in mind is why don't we photograph that? So I take the camera and then go photograph all the things. So it will be good for our memories as well.
Of course, yeah. No, you're just keeping memories. Go ahead, Nushin.
Yeah, we were into this for a long time ago. Even when it's in Sri Lanka, we used to have cameras and do photography as a hobby. But when we came here and started this, it automatically added to our workflow. So it's a part of what we do now.
And in terms of, you and I were talking this morning before the show about just the difference of, when you're filming in Sri Lanka and the differences in just the scenery and the countryside and everything. What have you talked to me about the gloominess sometimes of Newfoundland days?
Yeah.
What about that stands out to you?
Yeah. So when the main difference is from where we came from, it's all sunny all the time. But here we don't get as many sunny days. So when we sometimes it can be challenging to bring out a photograph when there's no good light and if it's gloomy. So we try to bring that character on that photograph, adjusting colors and tones, so we can bring out the gloominess or add that character to photograph. So that's something we look into, and it's sometimes a little bit challenging when we do the post-processing.
Yeah, no, of course it could be challenging. Well, I'd like to thank you both for kind of coming on the show, for having a little chat about your role in this vlogging group. So thank you so much for both of you.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks, you're listening to Crosstalk. I'm Adam Walsh. Today, it's a show where we're focusing on places to travel in the country, and I'm joined by a group that they call themselves Travel with Friends, and they've been doing vlogs around the island and traveling around the province. And I want to open the phone lines now because as we talk about places that they visited, I'd like to get some tips if there's, because we were just talking about Happy Adventure, we're talking about some other stuff that they've done, but I would like to kind of, if you've got somewhere that maybe you're out somewhere now, and you're like, well, this is a really great spot, or it's one of your favorite places you've yet to get to this year, or just a travel tip for something in and around the island or up in Labrador as well, because, there's so many great places to see in this province of ours. The numbers are 722-7111, 1-800-563-8255. Lots of chatting yet to happen, but I want to go to there's a new playlist on for Newfoundland and Labrador on the CBC Listen app, and it's just all about Newfoundland and Labrador. It went up yesterday, so it's brand new. Here's "I Always Fall in Love" by Chris Picco.
finish line. You just don't know, we may never pass this way again. I always fall in love. I always fall in love. Take a breath, watch the afterglow. Up all night burning your last cigarette. You would forget, but you just don't want to get over it. I always fall in love. Take me back to where we started. But it's never enough to show you where my heart is. I always fall in love. I always fall in love. So watch the sun rise again, an open road with time to spend. You'll feel better when you wake to find this is not the end. I always fall in love. Take me back to where we started. But it's never enough to show you where my heart is. I always fall in love. Take me back to where we started. But it's never enough to show you where my heart is. I always fall in love. I always fall in love. I always fall in love. I always fall in love.
I Always Fall in Love by Chris Picco. And if you want to hear, if you want to hear more, there's a whole playlist of Newfoundland and Labrador music on the CBC Listen app. Just launched yesterday. I was listening to it myself this morning, and there's a great, fantastic selection of local music. You're listening to Crosstalk. I'm Adam Walsh. Today we're focusing on, travel around the province, and I'm speaking with a group called Travel with Friends. So there's 5 of them. They do vlogging. So we've been speaking with Praharshi J, her husband, Manoj Delpadadu, and now we are going to bring in the latest, the 5th, but not last or least, the one single person in the group, from what I've been told, because there's 2 married couples, and also Didula Disanayaka. Thank you for joining Crosstalk.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, so let me see. You have you're doing your master's in computer engineering here, and you've been here, I think, the shortest amount of time.
Yeah. Only like 1.5 years.
1.5 years. Now, my math isn't good, but you've been pretty much here for the pandemic.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
How's that been going?
It was a bit difficult at first, but then with all the traveling and vlogging, it was my getaway thing from the busy schedule. So it's going great now.
Yeah, so I guess the just having that to focus on, especially last year with the Atlantic bubble opening up and everything else, it just kind of helped make things better for you.
Yes. We are hoping to travel outside also. Yeah. Yeah,
that'd be nice. What's your role with the group? What do you do?
So I'm mostly doing all the editing. So making the thumbnails and putting together the video.
And in terms of, you're doing this video editing and everything, what's from the traveling? What have you really enjoyed so far in going around the island?
Yeah, I think like all the staycations, I enjoyed it, and then
I'm very passionate about photography, so we could take pictures of many beautiful places and met really nice people around the province. So yeah.
Right on. And here, folks, I'm going to put the numbers out one more time because, while we have the friends on the phone, on the line, I do want to say that if you do have some travel tips, or if you're out traveling somewhere right now, if you're on a beach or in the woods or somewhere listening to the show and you've got a spot you'd like to recommend for the group to visit, well, give us a call, 722-7111, 1-800-563-8255. You can tweet us at CBC Crosstalk or send an email, crosstalk@cbc.ca. So, Dadula, where would you like to, where are you planning on visiting? And also, where else would you like to see in this province?
I would love to go to Rosemont because I heard that there's a nice scenery of the area. So, yeah, we are planning a next road trip as well. So in this month, so yeah, looking forward for those activities.
Yeah, no, I mean, Grossmoor's great. And you're right, the nature is quite the thing to see. What, in terms of food, what are your thoughts around the food as you've been traveling around?
Yeah, I love the food in the province, especially the seafood. Even at the Happy Adventures Inn, we got fantastic seafood. But maybe we could have made a little more spicier food here. Yeah.
Yes, it would be nice to get a cup or two of extra spice in things for sure. Yeah, it's and I know that's been changing slowly over the years. There is more spice, but things can always be spicier. So the seafood's been your favorite.
Yeah.
Great. And which of the seafood you've had, which has been your favorite?
I would say lobster.
And what kind was it? Was it fancy or was it just boiled and did you just break it open with butter?
No, it was a fancy one. That also we had at the Happy Adventures Inn.
Nice. Well, Jesus, that was a great trip.
Yeah.
And in terms of just when you're talking about planning, how do you plan for vlogging? So you're talking about Corner Brook. Mm-hmm. How does that work in terms of, because it's not just going somewhere and hanging out, and Praharshi, I can bring you back into this as well. When you guys kind of think of a place that you're going to go to, how do you break down what you're going to do, making a video and something to put online?
I think Praharshi would can give a better explanation because she's the one who's contacting all the places and making plans and yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Well, let me check to see if she's still on the line. Praharshi, are you still there?
Still here.
Oh, there you are. Hey, so run me through. How do you make these plans?
So if we pick a place, what I basically do is I contact the host to see which dates are available and which works fine with our schedule. So once we schedule the date, then we will basically depends on what we're going to do. So if we are going to just stay in the place, then we will I'll let the team know, okay, this is what's going to happen, so you need to pack up this stuff. But if they're going, if we are going for extra activities, just like we did in Happy Adventure, then that way we need to pack up extra gear, if that kind of stuff. So it totally based on what we are going to do. And if we are going to do a local food place in Newfoundland, we don't really have to take any extra stuff because it's just a few hour trip. We don't really stay there. So that kind of stuff. And if it's a long trip, if it's going for 2 or 3 days, then we all sometimes get together because food is the main concern when we have a place to stay. Next comes the food. So we will figure out which places are good to eat, and we will divide our time. And also the weather, it is a bigger concern. So we just had to look into all these little things, and then we basically do a small script just to have our things line up. And it makes things easier. And if we contact the host and if they are willing to be in the video, then we will ask whether they could do a brief explanation about the place and history and a little bit. I think that's all I do as far as concerning the videos that we have done so far.
And Didula, Praharshi there mentioned the weather, and you and I were talking a little bit about, the transition for you coming from Sri Lanka a year and a half ago. What was the difference in terms of what you thought you're getting into, and then when you were here on the ground, and once you got into living here?
Yeah, actually, coming from a tropical country, the cold weather was the main concern for me as well. Also, when I looked through what's Newfoundland on the internet, I couldn't find much, so I didn't know what to expect actually. But after coming here, we visited so many lovely places, and now I am in love with this place. Also, the weather, I think I am very comfortable with it, except for a few rainy days during the summer.
And so the cold during the winter, you said you've started to like the cold, right?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable with it. Yeah.
Nice. So what's your, I guess, in terms of what's your favorite part then, in terms of the weather you've been enjoying?
I would say winter, because I had never seen snow before, so this was my first time. And then I came with the snowstorm, so there were a lot of snow. And now I feel it's not enough for me.
No. Well, that's interesting point. All right, well, thank you. Didula, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate the chat today.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, folks, we're going to dip back into that Newfoundland and Labrador music playlist on the CBC Listen app. Here's Fall Awake by The Once and Jack Carty.
The sun's coming up on eventful horizons. Initiate, roll back to sleep. Out on the lawn, the insects are swirling, caught in a spider's web. Time to retreat. In between everything, in a falling away, there's another dimension waiting. Second started right straight until morning. Will it to real and it will for a while. Which way is up? Why can't I feel it? Crossing my mind, get it right for a little while. In between everything, in a falling away, there's eternity right there waiting. Turn my eyes closer. This day's dying, somewhere it's just begun. Fall away, sanguinary, float around the room, waiting for the ambulance to come. And in my head, the blue and red like threads upon a loom, pulling just brought everything undone. What took me so long? In between everything, in a falling away, there's eternity right there waiting. Close my eyes, this day's dying, somewhere it's just begun. Second started right straight until morning. Arrival on time with a warp to the world. And the feeling you fly seeps into your mind's eye, and everything feels like it should for a little while. feels like it should for a little while. Everything feels like it should for a little while. Everything feels like it should for a little while.
Fall Awake by the Once and Jack Carty. I love that song. And it's on the CBC Listen app from the Newfoundland and Labrador brand new playlist. So you're listening to Crosstalk. Today we're talking with a group of friends. We've been talking with a group of friends about their vlogging as they travel around the province. And, well, the name of the group, fittingly, is Travel with Friends. And we're winding down the show now. But Praharshi and Manoj,
Yeah.
what's on the bucket list for the big... So, I mean, there's Grossmore hopefully coming up. What else do you want to do?
Actually, we have something very interesting coming up this weekend as well. We're going to... Should I tell it or should I give it a
Sure, go for it.
So we're going to go do a vlog in a unique converted church this weekend.
Ooh, which converted church is it?
It is going to be the one by Kitty Widdy Plantation.
Nice. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know the one you're talking about. So that's the plans for this weekend. You're going to head out there, head to Kitty Widdy, and do a vlog from there.
Yeah, and then next weekend is going to be our Grossmont trip. That is actually our personal trip. We were thinking, okay, we're not going to do any vlogging. We're just going to like sit back and relax. But
Enjoy.
Who knows, right? Something will come up.
There might be a video, yeah.
And any other places you want to visit in the province that you've been thinking of, or is that it for now?
And also we have another one coming up in Flat Rock at the end of this week, at the end of this month. And then that will be a wrap-up for this summer because Sakitra is going to have a baby. So she's going to have to take a little break. But we have something very exciting planned that has to come up this year, and we are working on it. That I will keep it a secret because I want everybody to wait for it.
Well, pass my congrats on to all of a sudden this group of friends expanding by one. Oh my goodness, that's great. And
Thank you.
And if people want to follow you, where's the best place?
We do have Facebook, we do have Instagram, so and we obviously have our YouTube channel, so they just have to type in Travel with Friends, and Travel with Friends Newfoundland is a good keyword because then all our videos will come up. And in Facebook, obviously when you type in that, it will come up as well.
Well, Praharshi J, Manoj Dilpadadu, thank you so much for coming on Crosstalk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adam,
Thanks,
for the
Adam.
time.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Happy traveling.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, I'm doing some traveling myself. Tomorrow we're bringing the show on the road to Dildo to have a little look at the tourism season post-Dildo days and, on the other side of the regatta. That's it for the show today. Thanks for listening.